O.J. Simpson has died at age 76.
8 days ago, the infamous O.J. Simpson passed away. But a disturbing fact is sparking curiosity. He had at least 50 people sign NDAs, even his kids and family signed. This bold step is fueling debate about whether or not he has taken his last breath, the cause of his passing, and not the least. Did he reveal something about his past? Stick around as we delve deeper into the mystery of the last 24 hours of O.J. Simpson. Last 24 hours.
O.J. Simpson. He Wednesday, as you know, at the age of 76 from prostate cancer.
O.J. Simpson passed away after a battle with cancer. According to statements from his family and his own public comments, the death of O.J. Simpson has captured public attention not only because of his controversial past, but also due to unusual circumstances reported around his final days, specifically the odd requirement for visitors to sign non-disclosure agreements. This stipulation has sparked speculation and curiosity about what might have been so sensitive or secretive at that time, and what could have possibly happened in his last 24 hours. Did he really die of cancer? Did he reveal something to his family and visitors?
Well, his trial divided the nation, and now his is doing the same.
Non-disclosure agreements are legal contracts that prohibit the sharing of confidential information. In the context of someone's deathbed, requiring an NDA is highly unusual and raises questions about what Simpson or his estate aim to protect. It could be anything from personal revelations, family secrets, or potentially sensitive information about his legal troubles and public persona that he wanted to control even after his passing. Another fact that is sparking curiosity are the videos posted by O.J. himself stating he is bettering. Regarding the suspicions surrounding his death, these NDAs contribute to a narrative of ongoing secrecy and perhaps unresolved issues. Simpson's life was tumultuous and highly publicized, especially following the infamous trial in which he was acquitted of the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Keep watching as we delve into O.J.'s life and what he could possibly have hidden. Acquitted crimes.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187.
O.J. Simpson was accused of the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, who were found to death outside Brown's residence on June 12, 1994. The link between Simpson and the murders was primarily established through forensic evidence, which we will get to in just a moment. Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were both found with multiple wounds. Nicole had been slashed across the throat so severely that she was nearly decapitated, and Goldman had defensive wounds, indicating he had attempted to defend himself during the attack. DNA testing played a crucial role in the case. Simpson's found at the crime scene, and from both victims was found in Simpson's Ford Bronco and at his home. A trail of led from the bodies to the back of Nicole's condo, and shoe prints at the scene matched Simpson's shoe size. Both victims was also found on a glove discovered behind Simpson's house. The glove's match was later discovered by investigators behind Simpson's home. The gloves were consistent with a pair Simpson was known to own. Shoe prints found at the crime scene matched Simpson's shoe size and the type of shoes he owned. Clothing and hairs consistent with Simpson's were also recovered, further associating him with the crime scene. The fibers from Simpson's Bronco were consistent with fibers found on the victims. Simpson had a documented history of domestic violence against Nicole, which was used by the prosecution to suggest a motive. The history included numerous police calls to their residence and a 1989 guilty plea by Simpson to spousal. This history painted a picture of a tumultuous relationship, which prosecutors argued culminated in the murders after their divorce. Simpson's defense team proposed that the murders might have been related to drug debts owed by Faye Resnick, a friend of Nicole's, or carried out by other unknown assailants, possibly as part of a botched robbery or a hit by drug dealers. They also highlighted errors in the police investigation and alleged evidence tampering, casting doubt on the integrity of the evidence. The murders were estimated to have occurred around 10:15 p.m., based on noise heard by neighbors. Simpson's alibi was that he was at his home preparing to leave for a late-night flight to Chicago at the time of the murders. His defense contended that the timeline for him to commit the murders and clean up was implausibly tight. Prosecutors speculated that Simpson, driven by jealousy and anger, could have quickly committed the murders, driven home to clean up, and still caught his flight. This theory was supported by the physical evidence linking Simpson to the scene and his history of violence toward Nicole. The evidence, motive, and circumstances surrounding the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman led to O.J. Simpson's trial, one of the most closely followed and debated legal proceedings in recent history. O.J. Simpson trial. The trial of O.J. Simpson, officially known as the People of the State of California versus Orenthal, James Simpson, began on January 24, 1995, and is often referred to as the trial of the century due to its extraordinary media attention and the celebrity status of the defendant. It was held in the Los Angeles County Superior Court and presided over by Judge Lance Ito. Led by Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden, the prosecution aimed to build a case around the overwhelming forensic evidence, focusing on the DNA evidence that linked Simpson to the crime scene. Simpson's defense team, also known as the Dream Team, included high-profile lawyers such as Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, and F. Lee Bailey. They focused on discrediting the LAPD's handling of the forensic evidence, suggesting racial bias and possible tampering. Both sides presented their theories of the case, with the prosecution detailing a narrative of domestic violence escalating to murder, while the defense claimed Simpson was the victim of a rushed and flawed investigation. The trial was one of the first major cases where DNA evidence played a central role. The prosecution presented detailed DNA matches, but the defense countered by questioning the practices of the LAPD crime lab and the integrity of the chain of custody of the evidence. A pivotal moment occurred when Simpson tried on the gloves found at the crime scene and his home, which appeared too tight. Cochran famously remarked, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," which became a memorable phrase associated with the trial. The defense presented recordings of Mark Furman, a key LAPD detective in the case, using racial slurs, which they used to argue that Furman had planted evidence as part of a racially motivated frame-up. The jury, consisting of 9 African Americans, 2 whites, and 1 Hispanic, was sequestered for the duration of the trial, which lasted more than 8 months. The extensive media coverage and the live broadcast of the trial sessions contributed to its national and international following, influencing public opinion and perceptions of justice. On October 3, 1995, after less than 4 hours of deliberation, the jury acquitted Simpson of both counts of murder. The swift verdict shocked many observers, given the complexity and volume of evidence presented. The verdict was heavily polarized along racial lines and led to widespread debate about the U.S. legal system, the role of race in justice, and the influence of media on trials. The Simpson trial also had lasting impacts on media coverage of legal proceedings, introducing the era of court TV and celebrity trials, public debate, and outrage. The trial of O.J. Simpson not only captured the attention of millions across the United States and around the world, but also sparked intense public debate and division. The polarized reactions to the verdict reflected deeper societal issues, particularly concerning the criminal justice system and the role of media in shaping public opinion. Many people believed that the trial highlighted significant flaws in the criminal justice system, including the competence and integrity of law enforcement. This viewpoint argued that the police's handling of evidence was sloppy and possibly biased, leading to a reasonable doubt about the guilt of Simpson. Supporters of this perspective often saw the acquittal as a victory against a system perceived to be unjust, particularly in high-stakes cases involving prominent figures. They also pointed to the defense's presentation of evidence suggesting evidence manipulation or planting, arguing that this misconduct indicated systemic problems within law enforcement agencies. Another segment of the public was outraged by the acquittal, believing that Simpson had clearly committed the crimes and that his celebrity status had unduly influenced the trial's outcome. This viewpoint criticized the circus atmosphere of the trial, exacerbated by relentless media coverage that turned judicial proceedings into a form of entertainment. Critics argued that the focus on race and celebrity overshadowed substantial evidence, which, in a less sensational trial, might have led to a conviction. They saw the verdict as an example of the legal system failing to serve justice due to external pressures and the celebrity status of the defendant. The trial was among the first to be televised extensively, allowing millions to watch the proceedings in real time. This exposure influenced public perceptions and often intensified the division. Media coverage tended to frame the story in ways that either highlighted flaws in the police investigation or emphasized the drama of the courtroom strategies, depending on the outlet. This led to varied interpretations of the same set of facts, with different media outlets often portraying the events in a light favorable to their audience's pre-existing biases. The divide in public opinion reflected broader societal divisions, with many viewing the trial through the lens of their experiences and beliefs about the justice system, media, and celebrity culture. The trial discussions often extended beyond the specifics of the case into broader debates about fairness, privilege, and the integrity of legal proceedings in high-profile cases. The Simpson trial remains a focal point for discussions about criminal justice, media influence, and societal divisions, illustrating how deeply a legal case can permeate and reflect cultural and social issues. O.J. Simpson Background. O.J. Simpson, born Orenthal James Simpson on July 9, 1947 in San Francisco, California, grew up in the city's housing projects with his mother Eunice, a hospital administrator, and his father Jimmy Lee Simpson, who was a chef and bank custodian. Simpson's father later came out as gay and died of AIDS in 1986. Simpson faced economic hardships during his childhood, and his upbringing was marked by challenges typical of inner-city life, including exposure to crime and poverty. Despite these obstacles, Simpson's athletic talent emerged early and became a pivotal avenue for improving his life's trajectory. Simpson's athletic prowess was evident from his high school days at Galileo High School in San Francisco, where he played for the school's football team. However, his grades were a barrier to college recruitment, so he first attended City College of San Francisco, where he starred as a running back and helped his team to a junior college championship. This performance earned him an athletic scholarship to the University of Southern California, USC. At USC, Simpson's football career flourished. He won the Heisman Trophy in 1968 as the nation's best collegiate football player. His college career is still remembered as one of the most outstanding in the history of American college football. Simpson entered the NFL in 1969. Picked first overall by the Buffalo Bills. During his illustrious professional career, he set numerous records and reached many milestones. Perhaps most notably, he became the first NFL player to rush for over 2,000 yards in a single season, a feat he achieved in 1973 during a 14-game season. This achievement still stands as one of the great landmarks in NFL history. Simpson's NFL career spanned 11 seasons, mainly with the Buffalo Bills and briefly with the San Francisco 49ers before he retired in 1979. Following his retirement from professional football, Simpson transitioned smoothly into the entertainment industry. He worked as a sports commentator and actor, appearing in films and television series. His charisma and fame made him a popular figure in media, though his later legal troubles would overshadow these accomplishments. Despite his later legal issues and controversies, Simpson's contributions to American football were significant, meriting his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1985. His collegiate and professional football careers had already cemented his status as one of the sport's greats. Simpson's background, from a challenging start in San Francisco's projects to the pinnacle of American sports and media celebrity, paints a complex picture of a man who achieved extraordinary success in various fields before his later life became mired in legal difficulties. National impact. The trial of O.J. Simpson had a profound and lasting impact on the United States, affecting the national discourse on several important issues. Here are some key aspects of its national impact. The Simpson trial was one of the first major court cases to be broadcast live on television, drawing massive daily audiences and transforming it into a national spectacle. This extensive coverage not only changed the way news was reported, but also influenced the future of broadcasting, heralding the rise of reality television. It set a precedent for the live broadcasting of major events and trials, making personal and often tragic events a form of public entertainment. The trial exposed deep-seated skepticism about the integrity of the American legal system, particularly regarding its handling of evidence and the impartiality of law enforcement. The acquittal of Simpson, despite substantial forensic evidence, led to widespread debate about the effectiveness and fairness of the judicial system, prompting discussions about the need for legal reforms. The trial became a focal point for discussions about race in America. Simpson's defense team highlighted issues of racial bias within the Los Angeles Police Department, tapping into broader concerns about systemic racism in law enforcement. The reaction to the verdict was sharply divided, revealing persistent racial divides in how justice and fairness are perceived across different communities. The case forced a national conversation on race, privilege, and inequality in the legal system. Simpson's celebrity status played a significant role in the trial and influenced public perception. The case sparked a debate on whether celebrities are treated differently by the justice system. This aspect of the trial made people question the equality of justice administered to high-profile figures compared to ordinary citizens. The background of in Simpson's relationship with Nicole Brown. Simpson brought renewed attention to the issues of in America. It raised public awareness and prompted discussions about the treatment of in the legal system and in the media. The trial highlighted the role of DNA evidence in criminal proceedings, which was relatively new at the time. It educated the public on forensic science and its significance in solving crimes, influencing how future cases would be argued and reported. The Simpson trial remains a seminal event in American history, reflecting and shaping public attitudes about media, race, celebrity, and the justice system. Its impact continues to be felt in various aspects of American culture and legal practice. Conclusion. The passing of O.J. Simpson, marked by the signing of numerous NDAs, has reignited intrigue and speculation surrounding his enigmatic life and controversial legacy. This recent development adds another layer of mystery, prompting widespread debate about the circumstances of his and the secrets he potentially carried to the grave. The use of NDAs by Simpson, extending even to close family members, suggests a deliberate effort to control the narrative around his life and legacy, perhaps guarding against revelations that could further complicate his already complex public persona. Simpson's life, from his storied athletic achievements and celebrity status to his infamous trial and its aftermath, has continually captured the public's imagination and provoked discourse on various social issues, including the justice system, media influence, celebrity, and race relations in America. The secrecy surrounding his last moments, whether intended to protect personal privacy or to manage his estate's handling of sensitive information, ensures that Simpson remains a figure of public fascination and speculation, even in death. As discussions continue and perhaps new details emerge, the legacy of O.J. Simpson will likely persist as a subject of national conversation, reflecting ongoing concerns about celebrity influence, legal integrity, and media coverage in American society. The mystery of his final hours and the reasons behind the NDAs may serve as yet another chapter in the complex narrative of a figure whose life story has been as dramatic off the field as it was on it.